So my name's Alex, and I'm here to talk to you guys today about dog obedience training. How many in here have dogs? A lot of people. How many in here would someday like to have dogs? More dogs. Okay. Well, I got Abby when she was 8 weeks old for my birthday. She was a birthday present from my parents, and when I got her, I was so worried and nervous that I wouldn't know how to properly train her or raise her, and that she'd grow up to be this completely misbehaved dog and wouldn't know anything. So I took the appropriate steps, and I researched. I called dog trainers. I read books, and so through my research and personal experience, I'm here to inform you on dog obedience training. We're first going to look at the benefits that obedience training has to offer. Second, we're going to look at some just generalities of obedience training in general. And then third, I'm going to bring Abby in, and I'm going to do a demonstration of how to teach a dog to sit, stay, and down. So first of all, the benefits. The benefits I'm going to list off came from a website called dogobediencetrainingreview.com, and they had a huge list of benefits that comes with obedience training. However, I'm only going to list a couple, but there are just a ton of them. The first one I'm going to talk about is it really helps to decrease confusion with the animal, as well as help it calm it down and not be so anxious, because when a dog knows its place in the world, it's much less likely for it to be hyperactive or for it to have anger issues or aggressive issues. So that's one benefit. The second benefit was that the dog will become much safer for itself, for you, the owner, as well as for other people or other dogs that it comes in contact with. If it knows the commands sit, stay, down, come, then it's if it starts to run out on the road or to go after another person barking and growling, you can give it those commands, and if it knows where it stands in relation to you, the owner, then it will respond and avoid potential danger and harm. The third benefit was it really helps provide mental stimulation as well as physical activity. That's important for dogs to have. When they don't have enough physical stimulation and mental stimulation, then they tend to get bored, and then they start to have behavioral problems. They will chew, they will bark or dig, and it can it's not fun for the owner or the animal. So that's really important. For my next point, there's a lot of different types of techniques for dog training. There's a lot of different ways and methods to go about it. However, they all have some very general basic rules. One would be praise and reward. It's really important to praise and reward your dog. It helps to just build self-confidence in the dog itself. Second would be to repeat and stay consistent. If you don't have consistency, then it can really lead to a miscommunication between you and the animal. The dog will know what you expect of it and when you expect of it, so it's really important to repeat and stay consistent in what you're teaching it. Third, keep your training time short and sweet. You don't want to overrun it with information. It's much like a child. It can only handle so much at one time. Find what motivates the dog. When dogs have a lot of different motivations, so they can be motivated by treats, which is what I use. Abby, these are crunchy treats with real apple, and that's what I use with Abby. She loves them. But other dogs are motivated by praise and loving attention, and other dogs are motivated by toys, playing a game of fetch, or tug of war, or something like that. So you need to find what motivates your dog. And then avoid correction and scolding if you don't catch the dog in the act of doing something wrong. That can just lower its self-esteem, and it doesn't know why it's being scolded because it loses that association of the action to the negative thing. So I'm going to show you how to teach a dog to sit, stay, and the command down or lie down. I'm going to show you how you teach first, and then I'll bring Abby in just to keep it simple. So when you're teaching a dog to sit, you will face the dog and have it on a leash. And this method of teaching these three commands comes from Stephen Applebaum's ABC. I think it's Practical Guide to Dog Training is where I got these from. So there's a lot of different ways to teach, but this is the way that I taught Abby. And you hold the treat in front of her nose, and as you do so, you're going to move your hand back across the back of the dog, and she will follow her nose back, and as she does that, she'll proceed to sit down. So once she sits, you tell the command sit, you give her the treat and praise and reward. Stay is a little bit more difficult. The way that Stephen Applebaum tells you to teach a dog to stay, you don't want to actually associate the command with the action at first. You first want to teach the action, and so a good way to do that is when you're feeding it. You can when you feed the dog and the dog goes for the food, you pick it up above your head and you say or no. And then you put it back down. If it goes for it again, then do it again until the dog learns that it needs to stay there until you give it through these command okay. After success with that for about 7 days, then you can start associating the command stay with the action. And down is also really difficult because it is actually a submission kind of, a submissive movement. So a lot of dogs will be hesitant to actually lie down for you because it's showing that they are submitting to you. So it's really important that you kneel down the first time and you just bring the treat down to the ground and then move it slowly on the ground away from the dog, and it should lie down. And as you do that, say the command down or lie, etc. So yeah, let me grab Abby real quick and we'll do those really quick. So let's go ahead and do sit. Abby, come. Abby, sit. Oh, good girl. Good girl, Abby. Oh, I'm not shaking. Stay. Stay. Okay. Good girl. Abigail, come. Sit. Down. Oh, good girl. Good girl. So yeah, those are basic commands. And once you have those, you can really build on them. As you saw, we just learned shake, so she likes to shake. But yeah, you can build on those, and I hope that with that, in conclusion, that you guys can take these from just knowing the benefits, some basic commands, and just the general rules in general, that you'll have more confidence and you'll be able to conquer the task at hand. Thanks.